What is going on, guys? DBG here, and a load of new historic players were just released in my team. These guys are probably going to end up being really cheap in salary caps, so they might be decent players to pick up. First of all, before I go over the stats of any of these cards, do not open packs for these players. Do not open packs. At least for the next few weeks, just do not open packs. They are not worth it. First of all, there is World Be Free, a 6'2" point guard. He's quite small, but he does have 100 driving and flashy dunk tendency, which is really good. He's got an open shot mid of 81, open shot 3 of 86, which is really good. He's got not the best ball control of 83. He's got on-ball defense 74, not great. He's got a driving dunk of 88, speed 84, speed by 84, speed acceleration 84, 92 vertical. He's obviously got a 100 driving and flashy dunk tendency. For his system proficiencies, he's really good in the triangle. And to be honest, not over 86 in any of them. And yeah, this card is actually quite good. Does he come with any badges? I didn't check. Okay, so he comes with 3 bronze badges. Tireless score, difficult shots, mid-range, deadeye. But this card is this card's quite good, to be honest. Like, for 40k, he's really overpriced. But if you can pick him up for around the 15k mark, he could be quite good. Like, quite a similar card, I'd say, to a Russell Westbrook in standard. Even though Westbrook's probably slightly better as a slasher and he's slightly better as a shooter. But he would be quite similar in overall standard. Next, we've got John Mclaughlin. John Mclaughlin is a 6'5" shooting guard who has got a driving dunk and flashing tendency of 80, which is alright. He's got an open shot mid of 91, open shot 3 of 89, which is quite good. His release is normally decent. It's not normally unbelievable, but it's normally decent in 2K. 75 ball control, not great. His passing stats aren't the worst, but they're not particularly good. His defense is not great, to be honest. 65 ladder quickness, 75 on-ball defensive IQ. He's only got a driving dunk of 54, speed 81, which is decent enough. And obviously the driving and flashy dunk tendencies of 80, which means he will dunk a little bit. System proficiencies, he's quite good in the balance proficiency with 87, and in perimeter centric 84, and 7 seconds or less, but is quite poor at everything else. Like, I wouldn't spend more. There's definitely emeralds better than this card. There's 100% emeralds better than this card. So I wouldn't spend a coin more than 10k MT on him. Even if he does go down to 100 in Supermax. Because, to be honest, this card is, like, it's just kind of very meh. And it is going to be quite expensive, and it is Sapphire. So, yeah, I wouldn't really suggest picking up this card. Next, you've got Sharif Abdur-Rahim. And I'm going to actually compare him to the Ruby to see the difference. Like, the Ruby one's not that expensive. The only really expensive players in the Grizzlies collection are Mike Conley and Marcus All, and that duo was unbelievable. So I don't really regret locking in that collection. So let's see. This one comes with 6 gold. This only comes with 3 bronze. They all come with 3 bronze as the Sapphire cards. For system proficiencies, he's not great with anything. 86 in perimeter centric, and that's it. Whereas the Ruby one's at 99. He has the exact same tendencies. 80 driving dunk, flashy dunk, which means he will dunk it a little bit, which is quite good. Stats wise, he's worse in almost everything. Almost everything he's worse. So let's see. Speed with ball, speed with ball goes from 63 to 59. Speed goes down to 70, not a big deal. Dunking stays the same. This card isn't really a dunker. He's not a great defender. Even though the Ruby, surprisingly, he isn't a great defender either, even though he was a great defender last year's game. Their block ratings are the same. He's not as good a rebounder. His free throw is the same. His shooting is a good bit worse. Mid-range shot, not as nice. His contested 3 is a big drop of 10. And yeah, this card is just a much worse version of the Ruby one, which you can probably finish that set for about 25k MT. And for that reason, even though this one's probably going to be way lower in salary cap, I don't think that it's possible for a Ruby to go over 400. And later in the year when the cap goes up, that a Ruby card will be cheap. Again, this card, any more than 10k MT, I wouldn't even consider picking it up. It's not a terrible card, but it's not a great card. Next, you got Stacey King, who's already actually quite cheap. I've seen some of him up for like 12k. So I'm going to compare him to a Marcus Camby card. So, 85 standing layup. Not okay, I guess. Decent enough post fadeaway and post hook. He's got a decent open shot made of 74. Somehow Marcus Camby has a 65 open shot 3 with a great release. I just don't get it. But without my Stacey King. 75 free throws really good. Passing's decent enough. His rebounding's decent enough, 88, 89. Block 75 is not great, especially because he's less than 6 foot tall. He's got good shot contest of 94. Good on-ball defense, sorry, of 84. Only decent low post defense of 80. He's got lateral quickness of 70, so he could actually be used as a power forward quite well. So he does have speed of 70, which is decent. Speed with ball and acceleration are low, so maybe he won't be great as a power forward. So this card is, again, just meh. Like, there's nothing I can really say about it, good or bad. Like, it's average. It's extremely average. Next, we have got Dennis Johnson. So one thing about Dennis Johnson is he's 6'4", so he's quite tall, but he's got that zero dunk tendency, so he's never going to dunk. He's got an open shot made of 79, open shot 3 of only 60, which means he will struggle at the point guard position. If he can't dunk or can't shoot threes, no matter what his defensive ratings are, he's going to struggle extremely badly. He's got lateral quickness of 96, which is unbelievable. He's got a steal of only 64, which is very, very poor. Good on-ball defensive IQ of 96. Great, like, unbelievable defender, but like, not even the fastest. 80 speed, 86 feet of ball, 80 acceleration. There's no reason to pick up this card, and even 5k MT I'd say is too much for this card. Next we got Darren Williams, the Sapphire. So they just released a Darren Williams Ruby card. So let's see how the Sapphire is. Obviously it has 3 bronze badges. I'll compare him to this Kyrie Irving, which is probably a good comparison. So Darren Williams has got 77 post fadeaway, which is actually quite good. He's also got an open shot made of 84, open shot 3 of 84, which is not incredible, but not bad at all. 85 free throw. He's got 88 passing vision, 90 passing IQ. His ball control is 89, which is really good. He's got a decent enough steal rating of 70. He's got decent enough lateral quickness, 75. Decent enough on-ball defense, the same, 75. His driving of 45. He's got 85 speed, 87 speed with ball, 86 acceleration. And this card overall is probably worth about 15k, I'd say. 10 to 15k. I know he's going to be more than that, but like, he's probably not as good as Westbrook. He'll straight up, probably not as good as Westbrook. He's probably not as good as the Kyrie Irving card. But like, he's not that much worse than the Ruby card. Like, obviously the Ruby one's better, but the Ruby one's over 100k. So this Darren Williams could be a great alternative if you're a big Darren Williams fan and you can't afford his Ruby. So there's definitely purpose in this card. I did not realize how many of these they released. Next, we have got a Cuttino Mobley card. Cuttino Mobley is, let's see his dunk tendencies, 80 and 80. Open shot made of 80, open shot 3 of 88. He's got decent lateral quickness. He's got good on-ball defense, like you, not a great steal. He's got decent speed, driving dunk of 86. So I don't know how this card compares to his Ruby. It's probably a good bit worse, but again, if he's quite cheap, he might be alright to pick up. Next, we've got Richard Jefferson, who's 86, 86. I'll compare him to his Emerald card. Richard Jefferson has got a good open shot mid of 80, same open shot 3. Okay, these are very similar. He's faster and has a much better dunk. So Richard Jefferson actually goes up to an 85 overall. I don't want to buy this card, but this could easily just be his he goes up to an 85 overall with his duo. This could just be a duo updated Richard Jefferson. So I wouldn't suggest to pay anything more than 7k for this card, and he's going to be way more than that. Next, you've got dikembe Mutombo from the Sixers. Let's just see. Obviously, he's not going to score much, but let's just see his block rating, 93. He's got good rebounding. Is post hook good? Post hook might be a big one. Only 64, so he's literally just going to be a defender. 7'2". He's got decent enough speed of 68, which is quite good compared to the other players that tall. But players just get jammed on this year, so like, I'd probably suggest to pick up a Sean Bradley instead of him. He's going to be really expensive because he's dikembe, but is just kind of an average center in this game. Like, even Zhao Qi, or however you pronounce that name, is probably almost as good as him, to be honest. Next, we've got Sapphire Antonio Davis, who normally Antonio Davis is quite a poor card in these games. Like, not the best open shot mid, not the best open shot 3. His post game is okay, I guess. 81 hook, 62 fadeaway. Hasn't got much ball control. Good, not great rebounder. Good, not great block. Only 64 speed. Does have a 95 standing dunk, but that's not worthy of making this card worth any more than 5k MT. And he's going to cost way more than that, so yeah, just you can ignore this card. Jamal Mashburn, 6'8". This card could be a sleeper pick. Could be a great sleeper card. He's got a 76 post fadeaway, which is quite good. He's got an 82 open shot mid, I think. He's got an 78 open shot 3. His free throw is good with 85. His ball control is decent, 78. His defense is not awful, 74 lateral quickness and 76 on-ball defensive IQ. He's got a driving dunk of 75 with a tendency of 80. He's also got not good speed though, 71, 70, 70. He might get away with it a little bit because he's 6'8", or will he? I have a video basically explaining speed coming up straight after this. But yeah, so like not a not a terrible card, but not a great card. Like, just very, very, just average again. Next, we've got Baron Davis. Baron Davis, 89 defense, 88 offensive overall. So I'm going to compare him to Darrell Armstrong. He's got really good driving layup, 92. He's got not the best open shot mid, decent open shot 3 of 80, great ball control of 92. He's a decent rebounder, got 87 lateral quickness, 78 steal, and 76 on-ball defensive IQ. Great lateral quickness, great steal means he will be a great defender. He's also got a driving of 85, speed 93, sweep ball 93, 93 acceleration, and he's also got driving dunk and flashy dunk tendencies of 100. This Baron Davis card could be the best Sapphire in my team right now, and I'd be willing to pay, especially if he does drop down under, say, 150 in salary for the next round of Supermax, I'd probably be willing to pay around 30k MT for this guy. Whereas I think the rest of them are going to really, there's Emerald's better than them all. I genuinely think that Baron Davis is good enough that he's probably worth around the 30k MT mark. And now we are onto the Ruby cards, the guys you've been waiting for. First of all, we've got Otis Thorpe. Otis Thorpe is really just meh again. Like, he's like, this is him compared to another Ruby. Look at how much worse he is than the other Rubies. Like, his rebounding's quite good. He's not a shot blocker. He's not tall. He's 6'10". He's got a good standing dunk of 97. Like, not the fastest, not the fastest with the ball, not the strongest. Like, this card is the worst Ruby in my team. I mean, Otis Thorpe, even back when there was Golden Stars, he's just never as good as his rating is in the game. So no, like, there's no point in ever picking up an Otis Thorpe, even if he does drop down to the 125 salary like Al Horford. Next, we've got one of the rarest cards in the game. Let's see, we've got AI. Oh, is there any buy nows for AI yet? Or has anyone been stupid enough to bid 100k? Nope, no one's been stupid enough to bid 100k on him. So there's no buy nows for AI, so no one has probably played with the AI yet. He's only 6 foot tall, which is a little bit worrying. But he's got an open shot made of 84, which is decent. Open shot 3 of 75, which is average, not incredible. His passing's okay. 98 ball control is really good though. He's got a lateral quickness of 90, which is good. Steal of 95, really good. Even though his on-ball defensive IQ is low, really high lateral quickness, really high steal. That makes him means he's gonna be a good defender. Driving dunk of 65, which is decent. 96 speed, 98 sweep ball, 98 acceleration, 97 vertical is really, really good. And he's got a dunk tendency of 80, so he will be jamming on people. So AI is one of the better Ruby cards in this game. Do I suggest to pick up an AI? No. No. And do you want to know why? Because Allen Iverson is great. Allen Iverson's a great card. But the problem is that AI, just like every other year, he's small and his cards are always so overpriced. So I'm going to put a price of about 35 to 40k on him. That's probably what this card is actually worth. And if you can pick him up for that much, go for it. But this card is going to be around the 60 to 70k mark, and he's just not going to be worth it, even though it is a great card. So anyway, that's the video. These are all the new players. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.